Well, the sun is shining. My greenhouse is dirty, but I will take the opportunity to make a quick video here. I know people asked if I would give them a tour of the greenhouse or show you what I'm doing out here when I filmed the Monet journal video the other day. So let me give you the quick tour. I mean, there's cobwebs, there's bugs, there's dirt. So don't judge. I have some great white geraniums. Every time I get geraniums for the beds out front at the end of the season, I always cut some back and save them and put them in the greenhouse. And some pretty little purple flowers here in this basket are already blooming. And behind it on this side, I've got a little boxwood bonsai tree going. And these are avocado trees in really tiny pots. I mean, this is a small pot, and that is a pretty tall tree. Trees will grow as big as you'll let their roots get. This one is a little shallower and starting to bust out in branches up there. And this is my little weeping willow, who has decided it's been dry and brown for long enough and it's gonna start sprouting. I trim it. I'm almost tempted to braid some of these branches now and let them grow together that way, but she's doing so well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And here is a 3-gallon dirt bag with an avocado tree in it. That one is Sarah's, Izzy's, she didn't take it home yet. And on this long rack up top, I have a little step stool here so I can come up here and tend to everybody. I've got 3 avocado trees, some seedlings there going. 2 of these are elderberry trees, and I was supposed to leave them dormant when I bought them for the winter, but they came in here and said no. These are little cuttings I took from my lemon tree, and I cloned them. I put them in willow bark tea overnight, which is a rooting hormone, and then just stuck them in the dirt, and they grew roots. They're little mini trees. They'll grow now. And this is weeds in my onions. Wow. And this is actually a hanging pot with wandering Jew in it, and then another bag underneath it, which is why it appears to be the monster it is, but they grow really well. This was a stray kale plant that I found. I just stuck it in a bag, and little geraniums and things to experiment. Lots of my storage down there. This is Cog's work of art. Oh, I've got you in the sun. We have a heat pump that pumps heat in and is temperature controlled. That's really nice. And we have underground electric and water coming in here. It goes right under and out. So that's really nice. There's vents up top that we can open during the day. A few of them are on automatic openers, but we're control freaks. We like to decide whether we want them open or not. And then there's 4 down this side as well. So I love saving geraniums and begonias, so I'll stick them in whatever pot they'll survive the winter in. They are always in need of deadheading and watering. Different colors. I've got one back here in the corner. This is ginger, grocery store ginger. It went straight to the edge of the pot and shot up. I just cut it back because it was so big. And volunteer. So another big wandering Jew up there, right blocking the sun out. And here are those gorgeous turmeric flowers. That looks like something an artist would want to paint. That is not purple sage, that is turmeric. I bet the other side used to say that. A little grapefruit clone here. And all the little leaves are new, so I'm quite sure that took. And some begonias from my beds last year. Chocolate peppermint, it'll grow anywhere. And this tree that I have the lights on is a 6-year-old sort of bonsai'd lemon tree. It has never sprouted. It has never bloomed or made lemons, but it's a fabulous tree and made me believe I could grow them, so I keep her. And this is bamboo and an orchid that my girlfriend Vicky brought to Mom and me last Mother's Day. I was sure I was going to kill it. I don't do fussy plants well, and it just rebloomed. We're amazed. It's so pretty. And more begonias. And here are the seedlings that I started over the last month. Let me take the covers off. I'll show you what I've got going. Okay, starting in the far corner, I have perennials, daisies, delphiniums, Canterbury bells, echinacea, baby's breath, hollyhocks, more hollyhocks, carnations, that's good, and columbine. And then in the front tray here, I've got a few early jalapenos, some sorrel, feverfew, petunias, holy basil, garden sage, some tomatoes and lavender and oregano. I do like to have a few early tomatoes. I'll thin these out in about a week and put them in their own pots just to get us going with some early stuff. And kale and lettuce. So I generally try to put 4 or 5 seeds in each one. Some of them are so itty bitty tiny that you just try to spread a few out and get them going. But so yeah, those lids are durable. So yeah, they like that corner of the greenhouse. They do really well there. And underneath here I've got marshmallow root. And there's another marshmallow root I cut back, and look, the sprouts are already coming through to grow more. If I'd known that, I would have cut it back far sooner. It's all a learning curve. I've got some seeds going in there. Rosemary, begonias, more messy geraniums that need to be deadheaded. My happy aloe. So that's what's growing there. And then what I did was I turned this this shelf sideways, kind of in an L shape. And I wish I could zoom out. I wish I was taller. I've got the corner of this greenhouse with trees in it. And over here, we've got, this is a grow bag of sweet potatoes. When I dug up my clusters, they grow underground in little families and groups. I put a small one in here to grow over the winter, and I'll actually harvest this in a few weeks and cut the potatoes and grow sprouts out of them, so I'll have a whole new tray of sweet potato plants ready to go in the ground by summer. And this is an Amstel begonia that's just thinking about blooming. They're super, super pretty red. And a 4 or 5 year old geranium under there that definitely needs trimming. A small avocado tree in one of my favorite pots that Izzy never finished painting for me. She was doing stipple painting in art class, and I tease her all the time about the unfinished stipple pot. It's got a tree now. Everything's got a tree. Here's 3 more avocado trees. Literally getting avocados from the grocery store, taking the pits and putting them in the dirt, pointy side up, and just water them and leave them alone. They come up trees. This one is struggling, and I feel so bad. This is a clementine orange tree. I'm going to put it in a different place and see if it will do better. This is a grapefruit tree and a lemon tree, and they will grow as big as I will let them. And down here I have grow bags where I just stuck a whole bunch of avocado pits in, and the trees are just coming up together. If something would bloom and actually make an avocado, I would probably take the time to immediately separate all of these groups of them in a bag and make sure they could be individually set up to last. But and there's the very first one that I ever planted that's just growing branches. Sorry, boring you with avocado stories. Geraniums, thyme, basil, begonias. My cactus, my Christmas cactus, has bloomed in, we'll call it March tomorrow, in March. Little boxwood bonsai over there with all kinds of weeds. I like the volunteers in here. Sometimes they're petunias. And this is a mishmash of flowers. Up on the top, I've got more turmeric. I don't think this is blooming. It's really bright over here. They seem to like the other side of the greenhouse. And some begonias. So that is what's going on that shelf. And in my little tree corner, well, the greenhouse is great for homesteady projects. Every Wednesday, I call it Lettuce Wednesday. I come out and I plant some more lettuce seeds. And this was this past week. The ones you saw over on the other side in the tray, I had done the Wednesday before. Every time we eat eggs, I bring the shells out here, and in a few days they dry out and I can crush them down. With fertilizer being in such shortage, there are certain plants, especially tomatoes and peppers, that love calcium, and we can crumble them right up and mix them into the soil. So that will work well. I keep a speaker out here so I can, dance while I tend to everything. And we use organic fertilizers. I have things that are NPK, the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, that are mixed in different levels. And then I have them separately because the nitrogen in the blood meal, nitrogen will really make things grow and be green. The bone meal helps things, you can actually force things into blossom with it, and it's wonderful for root development if you have root vegetables or something you're trying to take hold. All kinds of things, kelp and tomato, and DE, diatomaceous earth, that keeps the bugs away, keeps them out of the stems of your squash, and you can poof it onto the leaves of things. It's supposed to be good with potato bugs too, but so I keep them covered up and out of the sun as much as possible, and I keep big tubs under here of bags of each of those so I can refill my jars whenever I run out. And then if my tub runs out, I can go down to the barn. The heater up there, the heat pump, keeps us warm in the winter. It does a really good job of it. And on the coldest nights, when it's just super below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, we run a supplemental heater. Last year we ran 2 of those supplemental heaters to keep it warm. We didn't have the heat pump yet. And this year our electric bill for the same amount of usage, approximately in November, December, January, was less than half of what it was last year, just from running the pure electric heaters, because the heat pump is so efficient. So that was great. This is about to come out of here. This is a dehumidifier, the type of thing they use if you have a water leak in your house, or a pipe that's burst, and they come in and clean up all the water, and then they run the dehumidifiers. We run this in the winter because it's so warm in here that when it's freezing outside, the difference makes it rain, and it all along the metal it rains. And then up there I have some automatic fans above the door that come on when it reaches 90 degrees in here, and it'll vent the whole thing and go off when it goes down under it. So that's pretty cool. So that's the cook's tour. Thanks for stopping by and sharing this. I think I see Cog over there at Mom's working on wrapping up the latest delivery of lumber, our little lumber yard across the street. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I will catch up with you hopefully in the near and greener future. Take care. Bye-bye.